Welcome to the Embrace Strength podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Crocker. I am an experienced trainer and active life professional. I work with people who are struggling with nagging pain to get back to the activities they love without fear of re-injury. This podcast is here to educate and provide value to you on all things health, fitness, staying active, and personal development. Let's dive in.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of the weekly recap. I think that this is episode 16. And if you haven't listened to a recap before, this is basically a behind the scenes look into my week, running my business, my life. So if you're a nosy Nelly, you're going to love these. And let's get into it. So this week actually went by pretty quick. So before I hit record, I was trying to think back at like what happened this week. It wasn't too eventful, which can be good, honestly, especially since June has felt like the first normal month that I've had in quite a while with the whole moving across the country thing. So June has actually been really awesome. So last Friday, I was talking to you guys a little bit about how the first week when I tried to start running again, it was a little too much volume, even though it felt like I barely did anything because I was super sore. My foot was super sore after, and so last week I really pulled back the volume, and I only did a total of like just under a mile last week. And this week I did roughly the same. I just did one more interval than I did last week. And so we'll see. I'm hopeful because I felt good after last week. And so I think I just have to go so much slower than even I, as a coach, want to. And that's okay. So that's why I'm like starting kind of early. Well, I say part of the reason why I'm trying to build back a running base is we are going on this really epic hiking trip to Utah in October, and I want to feel really good for that, and I know that I'm going to feel better the more of a cardio base that I do have, and I want to involve running in my training because I will be on my feet a lot. Obviously, you're hiking, so yeah, but I have plenty of time, and so yeah, my strategy is probably just going to be to keep the distance the same for 2 weeks in a row and then just add like one more interval on and build up in that way. And it got me to thinking that this is where so many people end up backsliding in their recovery because they have no idea how small they actually have to start when you are getting back to something like running with a serious lower body injury. Like, you have no idea how small you have to start, and you're probably not going to start that small unless you have a coach guiding you because egos are a bitch, you know? So like, some people, they might think starting small is like running for 2 miles, and that's way too much right off the bat if you are coming off of an injury. And so it's really starting as small as like maybe half a mile, you know? Like, it just depends on the severity of your specific injury, what your preparation to running has looked like, and all of that. What people don't realize when it comes to running is you're essentially single leg hopping for hundreds and thousands of steps, depending on how far you go and your stride and whatever. Like, it's a rough estimate that you're going to do around 750 single leg hops per mile. And so even an increase of half a mile it's like almost 400 hops. And so when you think about it like that, it's like, whoa, okay, that's actually a lot of work. This is why I'm so big on people actually being strong enough to run and doing specific strength training to prepare for running, because it's not as easy. Like, it's way harder on your body than you think it is. I know it's just body weight activity, but it's way harder on your body than you think it is. And this is why so many runners are in pain. Anyways, this didn't mean to turn into like a running podcast or something, but it's just been on my mind. And also one of my clients, she's like in her last phase of working with me, and we're building up her running capacity. And so this has also been a topic of conversation of my week because of her and all of that. So anyways, that was my little mini rant on running. But getting back to the week, it has been so hot here. We've had like a major heat wave even for the summer in the south, like real feel of 115 type of heat with humidity. And so it has been crazy hot. Today actually feels a lot better though, like normal summer warmth temperatures. But honestly, I have not minded it too much because I would way prefer this than having a winter. So actually it hasn't bothered me too much, and still like in the shade it's not bad. I've still been able to sit on the deck for, maximum of like 10 to 15 minutes, but just like to be outside, there's still a lot of opportunity to just be outside. And anyways, so that's kind of like my training update, I guess. Did a couple bike sessions in the garage this week, did a lift in the garage, went to the gym to lift twice a week. So I feel like it was a really solid week of training for me. Got in all of my cardio I intended to do, got in extra mobility work, or I guess the minimum mobility work that I need to do. And so feeling pretty good about that. And then on the behind the scenes business side of things, just a pretty normal week if I'm being totally honest, with like content creation and writing emails and planning. And something that I'm working on is prepping to launch my YouTube channel and like start actually posting content on my YouTube channel. So this month I scripted out all of my videos, or my first batch of videos essentially. So now all that's left to do is filming. So we'll be filming over the next couple weeks, then editing, and I'm really hoping to have things in the YouTube queue by mid-August. So I am excited about that. It's been a huge learning curve, and I'm still nervous about like, setting up a spot to film and making the lighting right and the editing, and it's just so much. It's a lot, but it's a skill that I want to have. And in 2025, if you're going to have a business, you're going to also have to learn how to take pictures, how to edit, how to make videos, how to edit videos. It's become a lot. And if you want to be successful, you really do have to do it all. And something that I noticed, or that I kind of, a light bulb moment for me this week as I was watching a few videos on how to edit videos and different things that you can do and all that. And I'm like, oh, if somebody has a really good looking Instagram reel, they're literally editing it in a video editing software. So if you are an online business owner and you wonder like, wow, like what is the difference between somebody's reels like just looking elevated versus compared to your own, or at least compared to mine? I'm like, wow. So gonna start exploring that, right? Even just going to how can I level it up, that kind of stuff is necessary right now if you want to stand out. So anyways, so let me think what else is on my docket. So let's see, we're heading into July, which is crazy. The year's half over, and July my project is going to be continuing to work on the YouTube stuff, movement library updates, videos, starting to do those and add those into the library. That was something that kind of got pushed back a couple months due to the move, but I'm like, okay, July, this is happening. And yeah, I'm feeling really good about how this year is shaping up in terms of my business. I'm on track to hit my goal of 100K this year, and I cannot be more thrilled about that. So I'm hoping to just keep the momentum going and finishing the year strong. And let me think, what else? Yeah, I don't know. I just can't believe how fast time flies. It is truly truly crazy. Before I know it, it'll be Q4, and then it'll be Christmas, and then basically we'll be in 2026. So yeah, but anyways, that's pretty much it for this weekly recap, I guess. If you listen to this, I appreciate you being here. Make sure you subscribe and follow to the show so you don't miss any episodes. And yeah, all right, talk to you next time.